Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alex, the Comic Order. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for clicking play on this video. That is weird that I'm wearing the same clothes that I was wearing for the last two videos. But this is the third part in my unboxing series for this 9-comic submission to CGC. And this is my Amazing Spider-Man 3 lot that I sent in. So hopefully you guys are really excited to see what these grades are. Hopefully you're excited to see how my grading was. My grading was a lot better in episode 2 than it was in episode 1. So let's see if today I can match the same kind of grading. Low grade is a little bit easier for a lot of people probably. So hopefully we can match that same grading skill on this video. Hopefully you guys are excited. Here we go. As we have started some of the last couple of videos, I want to give a huge shout out to my presser Paul from Midwest Comic Man. He does a great job. You can find him on Instagram. Also, comment down below if you need contact information. I can definitely get you some contact information from Paul. Not trying to give him too much business because I want him to be available for my books when they're ready to go to CGC. The first book up is Amazing Spider-Man 39. This is a really great copy, beautiful presenting copy with minimal flaws. This is the first John Romita Sr. art on Spider-Man, and it's also Norman Osborn is revealed as Green Goblin. I'm really excited to look closer at this book, see how well it looks, how well it presents, see what I think it grades as, and then see what CGC says it is. So the first thing I see is, once again, like Avengers 8 in the prior video, it's got a little bit of that fold over on the top of the cover with some color breaks there. There's also a little bit of blunting up there on that corner with some color breaking creases. The bottom has a little bit of stress, but not too bad. And then the spine looks pretty nice with very minimal color breaking spine ticks. Overall, the cover presents really well. Right off the bat, just looking at the cover, I'm going to guess it's above a 6.0. The back of the book has a little bit of staining, as you can see. There's staining there and staining there. So I don't know how that's going to affect the overall grade of the book. And then the spine looks very, very nice. Looks like it's cleaned very well. There's a little bit of a fold over right there. I don't know if CGC did that or what, but there's a little bit of a fold over right there. So this book looks really great. I'm going to guess it's above a 6.0, maybe 6.5. Would love a 7.0 or even higher on this book. Honestly, the front cover presents like an 8.0. So we'll see. Anything above a 6.0 would be great for me on this one. 8.0 or above obviously would be great. So let's take a look at what this one graded. Okay, so it's a 6. And probably due to the staining on the back, maybe some of these color breaking creases and stresses on the sides. So far it's a 6.0. So we got a nice 6.0 on this book. So anything above a 6.0, like I said, would be great. Love this book, really happy to have this. Absolutely love this iconic cover. And I'm going to give you some information now on a 6.0 of this Amazing Spider-Man 39. On the census, there are 145 Universal Blue Labels in 6.0. There are 44 Signature Series, and there are 7 restored for a total of 196 copies of Amazing Spider-Man 39 on the CGC census. The highest graded is a 9.8, and there are 6 copies of 9.8. There are a total of 2,509 copies of this graded on the census. According to GoCollect.com and recent sales on eBay, it looks like this is about a $260 book in this condition. The next book up, and they pair so well together, this is Amazing Spider-Man number 40. We just did Amazing Spider-Man number 39. Now we're looking at Amazing Spider-Man 40. Once again, I picked this book because it presents so well. This is the origin of the Green Goblin. That cover is just awesome. John Romita Sr. artwork. Just love it. This one is in a little bit of a similar condition to that one, minus the stresses on the side. So I think this was going to get a little bit of a higher grade. But let's take a look at the cover. There's a little bit less stress on the top. So that's very, very good compared to the other one. A little less stress on the top. Spine looks fantastic. The corners look great. There's a little bit of a staining right there. So I don't know, once again, what that's going to do. But look at this book. Just really presents very, very nicely. Now to the back, immediately you can see that there was some water damage. These books obviously lived together. They were collected together and kept together. The back looks really great though. Other than that, looks fantastic. Really great looking book. Based on this last one, it's obviously going to be more than a 6.0. This is a little bit of a darker cover. Well, very kind of similar at the top, but I think this one's grading higher than that. I would almost assume a full point, if not a point and a half higher than that one. So I'm going to say 7.5 on this issue. Now, with that being said, there are these staining issues, and then one of those stains actually goes through to the front. So that could drastically bring down the book. But I'm going to say, based on what I know about that book and the issues on the corners, I'm going to say this one grades at least a point, so 7.0, if not a point and a half higher. So let's take a look at what CGC said. Oh, I was totally wrong. 6.5. 6.0, man, that hurts a little bit. Not gonna lie, but I like the matching 6.0 set. I think that staining did a lot of damage to this book as far as grading goes. But still love this book. Love the fact that they're matching 6.0s. And now I'm gonna give a little bit of information on this Amazing Spider-Man number 40. Okay, so here's some of the CGC census information. For a 6.0 in fine condition, there are 144 blue labels. There are 21 signature series and 9 total restored copies for 174 copies on the census. The highest graded is of course a 9.8. There are 5 copies in 9.8. And there are 2,555 total copies of this book on the census. This, in this condition, is about a $160 book. Really love the way that these two books pair together. And matching 6.0s, can't really complain about that. They look great in that grade. Both present so well, and these are definitely going into the PC. All right, so the last one is kind of the curveball. Have no idea what this one's going to do. This is Amazing Spider-Man 50. It presents so well from about here. Now, if you get a little bit closer, you can see there are stress marks at the top there with color breaks. There's a little bit of something like a scratch right there. There's some color breaking folds in here. And a little bit of a color loss right there. The spine looks pretty darn nice, to be honest. Let's take a look at the back of the book. Back looks pretty clean, and then you get to there. You can see the staining. The staining goes to the front of the book too. Paul pressed this out really nice. There was a lot of waves right here on Spider-Man when I got this book. This is my first and only copy of this book, so I wanted to get it graded. I thought it presented really well, especially after a press and a cleaning. Looks really great. As you can see, some of that staining goes right up that side right there. Along the side right here. And then on the back. So, presentation-wise, this looks like a 5.0. Unfortunately, with a 5.0 or higher, unfortunately with that staining going all the way through the book, I bet that's on the grader's notes, is the staining throughout the book. I would just hope that this would get above a 3.0. So honestly, I don't know what that staining does to it. Obviously, we saw how much it hurt the 40, because I thought that was about an 8.0 or higher, and it brought it down to a 6. If this was about a 5.0, maybe dropped it down 2 points as well. So let's see if this is about a 3.0, hoping it would probably be at least a 3.0 or higher. So let's take a look. It's exciting either way, regardless. 3 point. Okay, so see, I was right about the 3.5. Got a lot of 3.5s in this submission. The entire Fantastic Four was 3.5. So I'm not upset about a 3.5 on this book. I actually kind of like that it's a 3.5. So really happy with this 3.5. Love the way that those two look together. I knew those were going to be a little bit higher grade. With the staining on this book, they all came from the same collection. So I don't know what happened to this collection. At some point had some water damage, but they look great. They pressed out really nicely. The staples look very, very good. There's no staining or rusting on any of the staples in this set. So happy to have this. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of information on Amazing Spider-Man 50 at a 3.5. These are also off-white pages. So for Amazing Spider-Man 50, the first appearance of Kingpin, as well as the origin of Spider-Man Retold. Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon cameo in this book as well. For a 3.5, there are 174 universal labels. There are 51 signature series and 8 total restored for a total of 233 3.5s. The highest grade in this book is a 9.8, and there are 7 9.8s. There are a total of 4,482 copies total of this book on the census. In a 3.5, this book is worth probably around $220 according to GoCollect.com. And that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed this 3-part series on these 9 books that I had pressed and cleaned by Paul from Midwest Comic Man and submitted and graded by CGC. Comment down below what your favorite book in this set, Amazing Spider-Man set, was, and were you surprised by some of the grades due to some of the staining issues? What's your experience with that stuff? I would love to hear your examples down below. Also, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, would love to have you subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and hit that bell to be notified when there's future videos. I'm really hoping to sit down and look at my collection and find out what the next submission to CGC and to Paul to be pressed and cleaned is going to be. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this series, and I will talk to you all on the next one. See ya. Bye.